talk about the song till everyone can see. I know that you co-wrote the song for this campaign. Tell me about the inspiration of writing the song, and then how did you come to be involved in this project as well?
Well, the idea for writing the song first came from our good friend Bonnie, who works with Hans and kind of manages his philanthropic endeavors. And we were, asked if Anne-Marie and I were asked if we could write something to support this campaign, with the goal of raising awareness for the worst, cruelest forms of child labor and child slavery, which is a global issue. And that's a really difficult thing to do, at least from my perspective, to write a song about something like that, and also make it something that people will want to listen to, because if people don't want to listen to it, it's not, it will just fall on deaf ears. We wanted to try and make something that would be at least, pleasurable to listen to, that people would be interested in, but also get a message across. So at first, it was a little slow, coming up with some of the ideas, but once we got into some of the, started reading some of the campaign materials, stuff from the ILO, the International Labor Organization, who is spearheading the campaign, we had a lot to work with.
Mikey, Anne-Marie, Pharrell, Johnny Marr, we were all at the time working on Spider-Man. And Spider-Man for me was very much, at the end of the day, about this small child that stands up at the end of the movie, and and it's really that child at Tiananmen Square, really. And we were all working on this movie, and which is really just entertainment. And I suddenly realized, when I read the lyrics and when I heard the song that these two had done, that there was a way of reappropriating something which, this band, this group of musicians, who were working on a blockbuster movie, but we could actually give it some more depth. I mean, give our music making and give it a purpose. And so, in a funny way, I saw this whole thing, especially the song, as a gift to us. Because I mean, I was so blown away when I was, and it suddenly all sort of fell into place that we should all do it together.
You guys said you were nervous when you brought it to him. What was the first reaction that when you first heard it that kind of made them think, okay, we're on the right track here?
What was the first reaction?
Well, at first there was no song. It was actually just a bunch of lyrics. We were approaching the subject, or the task of writing the song, very sort of gingerly, for lack of a better term. We were tiptoeing into it. So we brought these lyrics in that Anne-Marie had dreamed up, and just kind of to get some feelers, about for how, is this good? Is this terrible? We were just a little, nervous about it. But then, Hans really stood up and said, no, this is great. This is important, actually. It was really sort of by accident that my voice ended up on the track, because when we wrote the song, originally we didn't know who would sing. It was just the idea is we'll write a song and we'll just figure out who's gonna sing it. And so I sang it just sort of out of convenience, and then everybody kept saying, "What? This sounds good. Why don't you just leave it that way?" And then when Pharrell sang, Pharrell just sang the chorus. He didn't sing any of the part of the song. He just sang the chorus. And then when I put his vocals in the track, it all just sounded really good, and we were also totally out of time.
Yes.
We were just completely out of time, but I was very honored to be able to sing a song, and I never thought in a million years that my first vocal performance would be like sort of me featuring Pharrell. That's pretty funny. But again, I'm all of us are really appreciative of everybody who participated in it.
So I have to ask you, child labor, how big of an issue is this?
I mean, global, from my understanding of the situation, 168 million children around the world. And that's a staggering number. That's huge, and it's intimidating, to even, throw a rock at a problem like that. It's such a big issue. And, children should be allowed to be children. You know, we live in we have such a high quality of life. You know, I know I have no concept of what these children are dealing with and going through, but I really feel for them. You know, I really do, and that's why we're all doing this.
That's why you needed to sing it,
Yeah.
Have a personal
because it comes across.
Yeah.
You know, I think, look, everybody's had a go. Politicians, laws, you know, everybody knows there's a problem. Everybody has had a go at changing it and trying to make it better. But my suspicion is, at the end of the day, it's artists who come up with a way of moving somebody's heart that will make the difference between how you treat your child or not treat your child. And I think it's not about a message. It's not a political message, not an economic message. It's you know, what Mike and Anne-Marie did is something that goes straight to the heart. And how can you ignore the heart?
So for anybody who's interested in listening to the song or learning more about the campaign, they can go to www.ilo.org /red card.
Okay. And then I did have a question too. You are working on, you're writing again with Brandon, right? With Incubus? So new music coming soon?
Yeah, we're kind of just, you know, it's been years since we really wrote any new music together. So, and we've both been off doing a lot of different things. And so just recently we kind of started hanging out and writing music together, and you know, it feels new and interesting. You know, it's been quite a while, and there's been a lot of space in between. So yeah, we're talking about putting new music out next year and getting back on the road and you know, getting the band back together, man.